Happy Sunday, Mets fans. What a kick-ass win yesterday, 12-6 over the Giants, where literally every single player in the New York Mets lineup had a hit yesterday. Nimmo, 3 for 4. Lindor, 3 for 4. Soto, 1 for 5. Alonso, 2 for 4. McNeil, 1 for 5. Even though Mauricio went 0 for 4, still got on base with a walk. Cedric Mullins, 1 for 4. 2 runs scored. Francisco Alvarez, 1 for 4, and Brett Beatty at the bottom of the lineup, 1 for 2 with 2 walks, showing that eye discipline at the plate, something we've all been looking for. Yes, Senga, again, a bad performance, 4 innings, 4 earned runs. The Giants are a pesky team, though, I will say that. But Carlos Mendoza, Dan, I think we're finally starting to see. He's starting to call out a lot of his players. And after the game, in the postgame, specifically addressing Kodai Senga, talking about how he loses the strike zone, has too many 3-ball counts, and is walking guys and hitting guys. He's clearly off something with his mechanics. But you know what? Get it right now before we get to October. But today is a very important game, as we always talk about, Dan. Winning series, and today's the rubber game. No excuses. You have a good lineup going out there today. Vientos is actually going to be at third base, which I don't like, but it is what it is. I just got to accept that's what's going to happen. Mauricio's not in the lineup, but Marte's going to be in the lineup. I assume we're facing a lefty. I forgot exactly who we're facing today. A lot on the mind today, a lot going on. We went to the game yesterday. It was an awesome time. Met so many of you guys there. Appreciate anybody who came up to us and said, hey, we love the channel. Means a lot to us. Shows us we're doing the right thing. But today is a very important game. 1:40 start. Dan, we'll get into the lineup in just a minute, but I want to get your thoughts on last night's game.
Yeah, thank you for extending the opportunity to me. It was great meeting your daughter, Autumn, as well, and great meeting some of you guys out there as well. We appreciate the support as always, really. We do this for you guys. We really don't do this for ourselves. We do it for the fans. And it's a lot of fun, and we don't take it for granted at all. And Carson Wisenhunt is the pitcher today for the Giants.
Yes.
Lefty, a 7 ERA, another one of these guys that the Mets should tag for multiple runs, as they did yesterday. Put up a 12 spot. You needed that 12 spot, and you got that 12 spot. So good for the Mets. Keep it rolling. Let's go. And hopefully today behind Frankie Montas, they can get another win and win this series. And let's go.
So here's the lineup today. Left field, Nimmo. All right, so the 5 we already know. Nimmo, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Marte, DHing, McNeil. That should be the lineup pretty much every day, unless you're flip-flopping Marte with Vientos. But after that, we have Vientos after McNeil, and then Mullins, and then Alvarez. Think about what happens here. Mullins being in this lineup extends the lineup so much. And look, I know a lot of Met fans are saying, Ray, he sucks. He's an average bat. Tyrone Taylor, somebody had the post earlier, over his last 50 at-bats is hitting under 100. He's completely exposed. Obviously, it has nothing to do with him as a person, but he's just not a good ball player. 5th outfielder. We keep saying 4th outfielder. He's more of a 5th outfielder. Maybe a late game replacement. If the Mets get up big, you throw Tyrone Taylor out there. You get Juan Soto out of the game or Brandon Nimmo out of the game. But with the addition of Mullins, having even an average bat at the bottom, which if it was me, I would flip-flop Alvarez and Mullins. Use Mullins as a secondary leadoff guy because he can steal bags. We saw it yesterday. He gets on base here or there, but I'm not going to cry about it. Think about how deep this lineup feels when you see stuff like that. McNeil's hitting, Vientos out there, and then you always have Mauricio coming off the bench. Another move that was made today, Rico Garcia, the Sung hero who gave up 2 runs yesterday, he was DFA'd. I highly doubt he's going to clear waivers. Somebody's going to pick him up. Remember, we had him earlier in the year. We DFA'd him. The Yankees picked him up. They DFA'd him. We re-picked him up. Pretty solid for us, but the bullpen is just so deep. And Dan, in person, we got to see some of the toys yesterday. And watching Tyler Rogers with that crazy windup, it just baffles people. I wonder if he's one of the guys that might worry me a little bit in a 7-game series. Got teams seeing him more than once in a short span might concern me, considering he doesn't have the hardest of stuff. So seeing that angle a few times over and over, 3 times in a 7-game series. But we'll address that when we get there. The bullpen looked good yesterday. Outside of Rico Garcia, a lot to look up to.
And small ball
I
too, right?
wanted to bring up us. You have anything first, Dan? I want
Look,
to.
yes, the small ball stuff. Lindor in the fourth inning laying down that bunt too. I mean, just
Yes.
little things like that, keep the line moving for the Mets. I hope they tap more into that small ball stuff. I know the game has kind of gotten away from it in baseball now, but again, bring it back. Do the little things right, and hopefully the Mets do moving forward.
So I got two things for you. We have Carlos Mendoza on Kodai Senga. Quote, having a hard time feeling the strike zone, end quote. Another quote, non-competitive pitches. A lot of 3-ball counts, walks hit by pitch, and then he gets behind in counts, which I'm a little surprised. I will say this. Mendoza calls out Senga for having 2 bad starts when he's arguably been your best player all year long. But then when Juan Soto's hitting 230 with runners in scoring position, it's the ebbs and flows. And you gotta, if you're gonna call a player out publicly like he did with Senga yesterday, you better do it with everybody. Don't just say, Lindor's got to fix a little thing here or there. Lindor, outside of the last couple of games, has been one of the worst players in baseball. Well, we know he's got those long looping streaks that he has, every single season. Usually it's the start of season. But then again, we have a good quote, Bob Nightingale on the deadline, something I wanted to get to really quick, because a lot of Met fans out there are saying, Ray, we gave up a ton in regard to the deadline to get these pitchers. Here's a quote from Bob Nightingale's latest article. Quote, sure, no one did more than the San Diego Padres GM A.J. Preller, but it cost him 17 prospects to get 5 players. But no one got more by giving up less than David Stearns of the Mets. Rival GMs and executives overwhelmingly say. The Mets gave up Blade Tidwell. That's the only guy of note that you could think of. Yeah, you gave up Gomez, who throws 103, but the guy's ERA is 4.5. It's late to see, he's 24 years old. He's not a spring chicken. Let's take a step back and give applause to David Stearns. Look, we got to see what the actual results are, but you still have your whole top 9 attached. You have Brandon Sproat, the McClains, the Jet Williams, all these guys where if the Mets in the offseason want to swing a big trade, they have the ability to. If they want to use them on our own, which I've been stressing for literally 3 years now, the Mets cannot buy players at every single position. It's just not feasible. Look at what the Yankees are going through right now. They blow an 8-run lead to the Marlins. They have guys all over the place that can't field a ground ball. Volpe can't throw to first. You have right fielders overrunning balls. You have third baseman balls going through their legs. Volpe overthrowing first base, throwing it over the second baseman's head. Jason Dominguez can't catch a fly ball. Now the Yankees are in third place because they literally can't play defense. And a big reason is look at their rotation outside of Clark Schmidt. Every single one of them was a free agent. Outside of Aaron Judge, Bellinger, free agent or trade. It's literally their entire team, their entire bullpen. Nobody do they have that you're like, oh, that guy came up and was a stud. You look at the Mets with Francisco Alvarez starting, Brandon Nimmo starting, Pete Alonso starting. You have guys all over the place that contribute to this team from when they were young. Even Lindor, you want to say you traded for him, fine, but you signed him when he was 26 years old. Soto when he's 26 years old. You're getting them young. The issue is now we're seeing with the Yankees, when you don't develop anybody outside of Aaron Judge, you're playing, it's like playing Little League. I mean, Pete Alonso should have had a Little League inside the park home run yesterday, but he's huffing and puffing. But it was great to see him. We'll get to some of your comments. Dan, you have anything before we get some of the
also
comments?
Crazy
It's
moment.
not going to be that long, so.
No, it's fine. Yeah. And crazy moment in yesterday's game, too, with the Yankees to add insult to injury. Jazz Chisholm just watching a pop-up at first base. Watching it.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that?
And then he gets doubled up at first, and you have Boone going down into the tunnel with him having conversations. Show me a time this year when Mendy has gone into the tunnel with a Mets player. And I look at this as a good thing, right? We don't want to be having those conversations. So again, tale of two cities here in New York right now. And the Mets, hopefully on the right side of it moving forward.
Yeah, and you know what? I saw the video afterwards, Dan. He's ripping the first base coach, which, look, be a professional. Do that behind closed doors. You want to reprimand a player, that's one thing. But reprimanding your coaching staff for the whole world to see, that tells me something's up. We keep saying something's up with our chemistry, which I still think there is. Maybe it's just there was a lot of moving parts this offseason. Everyone's seeing Juan Soto making a ton of money coming in the building. Maybe that disrupted things a little bit. And let's be honest, if Soto hits with runners in scoring position, we're probably up 5 or 6 games. If he hits just 250, we're probably up 5 or 6 games. He needs to turn that around. Yesterday, Dan, we spoke about it. Comes up, guy's on. He goes strike one, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and walk back to the dugout. I don't know what's going on with him. He's got to fix it. No one else can fix it. Everyone's screaming fire Barnes, fire Chavez. At the end of the day, there's no hitting coach in Major League Baseball that's going to solve Juan Soto. He's going to have to solve him. And everyone keeps saying, I'm waiting for October. You know, that's what we got him for. But we got to get there first. We need to win this division. And don't be surprised. We might win this division and still be in a wild card round. You got to. That's why it's so important to win series against everybody else, because you got to have a better record than Milwaukee. Whoever's out west is not going to be in the wild card round. It's either going to be us, Milwaukee, or Philly. At least that's what it's seeming to be. But D, what's going on? Let's go Mets. Nimmo went nuts yesterday. Loved it. Nimmo does that every once in a while. I would like to see a little bit more, but yes, you're right.
It's my guy.
Good morning, D, Dan, Ray, and all Mets fans. Absolutely, Nelson. Good morning to you. I am told that from a couple people that I'm friendly with that are over at Citi Field already. They said it is an absolute mob house. Yesterday was sold out. 43,500 fans. Dan and I were talking about it during the game. We were behind home plate. You look in the outfield, in the upper corners, where typically there's never fans. There are fans there. And then also you couldn't walk anywhere. Even during the game, you couldn't walk anywhere. How many fans were there?
Yeah.
Nelson, relief is already here. Absolutely. And that's one thing we're going to have to watch. How is Mendoza going to handle this pen long term? I'm nervous about that. I don't know if I fully trust Mendoza to do that, because he kind of ran the bullpen into the ground in the first half. You got these reinforcements. We need to push this starting staff. You got to push them a couple extra pitches. We can't be relying on the pen to pitch 5+ innings every single night. I mean, Senga goes 4 innings yesterday. You're relying on him to go 6 or 7. See what can happen here today. Steven, what's going on, my friend? Another Mets win coupled with a Yankees and Phillies loss would make my weekend. Amen to that, brother. Wasn't Hunt Nelson? Yup, 7+ ERA, which either means we're going to light him up or he's going to light us up. There's usually never in between. You know what I mean? That's how I look at that with that. But Dan, what are your keys to today's game before we sign off?
Mets have to hit. Mets have to show some life again, as they did yesterday. And hopefully this bullpen, you have Helsley rested, Diaz rested if you need it. There was instances yesterday we could pick apart, going to Soto instead of, Raley, and it seems like they've switched the roles. But again, I'm not going to complain too much. As long as you win the game, the offense hits, this team will be fine. And hopefully Vientos can start to prove some of us wrong. I'm waiting for it. I want him to prove us wrong, and in the sense that we don't believe that he's a great third baseman. Go out there, make some nice plays, keep hitting, and hopefully this Mets team keeps winning.
Yeah, I agree. To me, I agree with the last comment that I just read. It's going to be up to the starting staff. They got to get deep in games. And can we, for crying out loud, score in the first inning? Yeah. Something we did so much last year with Lindor leading off. We scored early and we scored in the first inning. That's something that I want to see today. Give our pitching staff, say, hey, you don't have to be fine. We're up 1 or 2-0 early. Throw strikes and throw strikes off and use your defense behind you. It's something that we haven't been doing enough lately, is scoring early. But that's all we got for you guys today. We'll be probably back tonight, maybe later on in the evening with a post game. I'll be out with the family today, checking in on the game. Be sure to like and subscribe. If it's your first time here, consider becoming a member. And as always, let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.
Let's get this rubber game of the series. Take care.